every week. Maybe the attitude sometimes can be different, and it's very important to be comfortable, feel comfortable. So find a very comfortable seat. Okay? If you cannot, if you're, it's impossible for you to sit, you can even lay down, just whatever it's good for you. The thing is, we use our hands, so lying down might be different. Okay. So before we begin, once we are comfortable, we do the 3 steps we done in the first part of the session. Okay, so we do it quickly. First click, we are aware of our bodies. Second click, we connect to the earth. And the third click, we connect to the other people, creating rapport with them. And it's very interesting because our intent is beyond our, I think it's beyond our, what we're dealing with. It's very powerful. And what we do, left hand is under navel center. Just to remind the newcomers, our intent is that 2 hands are connected with their emptiness through our body, not only our physical body, also our energetic bodies. We don't know how it, if I connect the hands like this, I don't know how it reaches the other hand, but some way it does. Okay? Left hand on the navel, right hand, begin on top of the head, the crown center, what we call the corona in French. And we just scan the body, going downwards, down the axis. All the way down to the area between the feet and the floor. Once we got there, we pause for a few seconds and just feel the whole body, whatever impression you have of yourself. And now we go back up. So we use the hand. The hand is like a tool to allow the energy to flow through in different ways and goes all the way upwards to the top of the head. And then please search where you feel the crown center energy best and see if it helps you to straighten your head. And we continue backwards to the back of the head and around the head. Just move around the head all the way till you reach the back of the head. And we go down to the back of the neck. And we scan the neck. We go around the neck till we reach the left shoulder. And then we scan the left shoulder. And we move toward the shoulder joint and down the arm all the way to the tip of the fingers. Once we get to the tip of the fingers, we pause again. We pause to have impression of our whole body. And then we go back up. Go back up. make it to the shoulder again, we go down the shoulder on the left side of the body to the waistline. And from there we proceed to the right shoulder. Don't hurry, even if it's quick, don't hurry. And we go down the right side of the body to the waistline. And once we get there, we change hands. So the right hand is on the navel and left hand goes on top. We begin from the beginning. You see, we scanned some of this part of the body before, but it's different now. And we search for the crown center and then we go downwards along the axis, all the way down to the area between the feet on the floor. And once we get there, we pause again for a few seconds to have impression of our whole body, whole body. And then we can go back up. Until we reach the top of the head. And we search again for the crown center. See if you can pull it upwards, because if it can go upwards, it might pull our head upwards, and the pressure on our cervical vertebrae will be not as heavy, let's put it this way. And then we continue to the back of the head and around the head from left to right. And once we arrive at the back of the head, we go down the back of the neck and we go around the neck from left to right. Until we make it to the right shoulder. And we scan the right shoulder now toward the shoulder joint and down the arm to the tip of the fingers. So when we get to the tip of the fingers, we pause again for a few seconds to have impression of the whole body. And I mean the whole body. And we go back up. And once we get to the right shoulder, we scan the right part of the body going down from the shoulder to the waistline. So when we get to the waistline, we go to the left shoulder and we scan the left shoulder again, going down the left side of the body to the waistline. And then we change hands again. Left hand on the navel, and with the right hand we begin to scan the left hip joint going to the right, scanning the pelvis. And reaching the right hip joint, we go down the leg all the way to the tip of the toes. We don't have to bend down, just use your intent. And as soon as you get to the tip of the toes, pose again to have an impression of the whole body. I wonder if, do I really feel myself the way I feel myself now? And then we go back up, going up the leg to the hip joint, and then going to the navel center. So once we get to the navel center, we change hands again, using the left hand to scan, beginning at the right hip joint, going left. Remember, there's a lot of energy stuck in the pelvis. Allow it to move, to begin to circulate. And when we get to the left hip joint, we go down the leg to the tip of the toes, the left foot. And once we get there, we pause again and have impression of the whole body for a few seconds. And then we go back all the way to the hip joint. And then we move to the navel center until both hands come together at the navel center. If you're comfortable having your hands on the navel, it's okay. If you prefer to put them on your knees, put them on your knees. What's important is that you have an impression of the body now. Have the impression of the whole body. And if your eyes are closed, allow them to open up gently without letting go of the impression of yourself. Open up to peripheral view. And we come to the questions we ask ourselves at the end of the session. Is my head more silent? Is my sea of emotions more calm? Is my body more relaxed? And do I feel some affection? Affection to myself, to the other people around me, maybe to people I know. It's a way of feeling, it's a heart feeling. I call it, maybe my heart begins to open up just. Again, I want to encourage you to make a rendezvous avec, avec, avec vous-même. Making yourself tomorrow. So you feel yourself the same way tomorrow. It's like you make a connection beyond time. Something in you wants to be more present or